What's up, y'all? It's DJ브와. You're listening to The Drive-In on TBS efm 101.3 on this lovely Wednesday morning. How's everyone doing? It's a little bit wet and cold outside, but we're getting used to it here in South Korea because, randomly snowed and rained the other day. And that's kind of the thing that we have to expect here in Korea. Everything's very random. The weather is very, quick to change. We never know what to expect. So just in case, till we claim that winter's over, you guys should always carry an umbrella, a coat. You never know. Maybe even sun cream because it might get hot tomorrow. Nobody knows what's going to happen. And a lot of people say it's because of global warming. That's not true. Random weather changes aren't because of global warming. Global warming is because we get extreme weathers during the summer and winter. So keep that in mind. That's what global warming is. And the fact is, we are going through that. So y'all need to do what you can do to contribute to save our planet. All right, guys? We got to save the environment. Do what you can. Anyways, enough about that. It's time to start today's show. And the first song has been requested time and time again by so many people that we've never been able to get around to it. So we're going to do that for you guys right now. And we did play it a few months back. But I think enough time has passed so that we can play it again for you guys. So we don't get that, people on Twitter saying, y'all played this song a few times before. No, we did not. We played it, a few months back. So it's time to listen to it again. And it's been requested by listener 2256. And it's from the 1987 film Top Gun. And this is the movie that made Tom Cruise a household name, of course. He and Val Kilmer were part of an elite squadron of Navy pilots called Top Gun. Well, my question is, whatever happened to Val Kilmer? I mean, he's been in a few films after this, but look at Tom Cruise. His success has skyrocketed. He's been in so many movies, directed, produced. That's what I'm talking about. Val Kilmer, step up your game, man. Anyways, the first song is from the movie, and this is Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins. Welcome back to The Drive-In, and I want to let you guys know how to get in contact with us in the studio. It's really simple. You can call us at the studio at 02-778-1013. Send us a text at #1013 for a charge of 51 to your smartphones, or send us an email at efmdrivein@gmail.com, or simply send us a tweet at efmdrivein. You can also leave us a message on our webpage, which is tbsefm.soul.kr. All you got to do is scroll down on the program list and you'll see The Drive-In. Click on that. Leave us anything you want. Requests, shout-outs, even your life story if you want. Just do whatever you want to do. It's your life. But right now we're going to read some Twitter comments for you guys. We have one from Serena Chong. She says, today is Sue's birthday. Please sing her happy birthday song on air. TKS, which means thanks pretty much. Serena, Sue, which Sue are you talking about? So I guess all the Sues in the world, if it's your birthday, check it out. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sue. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sue! Woo! Hope you have a fun and exciting and fun-filled day. Alrighty, we have another Twitter comment from Keiko. She said, good morning. I want to request movie Forrest Gump soundtracks. I'm Forrest Gump. Alright, thank you very much for your request. We'll keep that in mind. We also have one from Ongni D. She wrote, hey B, today is Sue's B-Day, your BFF Japan. Okay, then which Sue, I know which Sue it is now. Sue from Japan. Alright. Please give her a shout out and request a song from Rent to her. Thanks. Ongni didn't request a specific song. If you just say Rent, I don't know which song you want. Anyways, we have another one from Ayuko. She wrote, I love Top Gun. Yes, Top Gun is a classic movie with Val Kilmer and Tom Cruise in it. If you don't like Top Gun, you have no heart. Just joking. Anyways, with that said, it's time for the scene of the day. Now, I know a lot of college students are still on winter break until about March in Korea, but today's scene comes from a movie that is a very iconic film about college life, and it was released in 1978. I almost said 1778, but 1978, and was directed by John Landis. And this movie is pretty funny. It's none other than Animal House, and it's about two college kids who in a rush and join a fraternity, and they get rejected from the most prestigious Omega Theta Pi fraternity and decide to join the Delta Tau Chi, or Chi, because the Deltas have no money and they need dues from freshmen. Trying to use the freshman money. Anyways, the Deltas are losers, and all they do is party all the time. They never seem to care about studying. That's what you got to do in university and colleges. You need to study. Well, after several clashes with all the other frats and the Omegas, use their influence to get the Delta fraternity charter canceled. Yes, and everyone's sitting in the frat house looking all sad and forlorn, and they realize they've been kicked out of their own frat house, and they'll have to find some other place to live. But the Delta's most party-loving brother Bluto, played by John Belushi, decided to motivate them with a huge bang. So let's find out what happens in this scene. So obviously this Bluto dude, he wants to go out with a bang because he wants to make everybody motivated and stuff. But who's he motivating with the information that he's giving everybody? He says when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor. Really? Everyone knows this. The thing is, it's been a long time since this movie, so I don't remember all the scenes. But when I heard that first clip when he says, when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor, no one's stupid. We all know this. Japan, the Japanese. Anyways, early in the film, we learn that Bluto's been in the fraternity longer than anybody else. In fact, even the seniors remember him being a senior ever since they joined. That means that he's had to have been in college for 7 years? And there's so many funny things about this movie, and I don't think I would do them justice, try to name them here. There's no way I could do them justice by, reading them out loud. So I recommend that you go and see this movie, and I'm pretty sure you will enjoy it. So here's Shout by Lloyd Williams from the Animal House soundtrack. That was Shout by Lloyd Williams from the Animal House original soundtrack. And coming up on today's show, it's Wednesday here on The Drive-In. And finally, we're back to normal here on Wednesday. We have not had this normal, Wednesday for a long time. So Eugene will be here for Behind the Screen shortly after intermission, where he'll give us all the latest news about all the films and, movie highlights, spotlight, the news, pretty much in Hollywood or Korea, wherever there's good movie news. And I'll be following an intermission. And then after that, we got Musical Wednesdays. Finally, I can talk about musicals on a normal Wednesday. So you guys have to stick around for that. Please don't change the dial. But before we do that, I have some Twitter comments. A lot of listeners are listening in from overseas. And Nini wrote, Animal House is still a great classic. Still makes me laugh every time I watch it. Very true. It's a funny movie. It's one of those movies that you watch. And, for me, I never went to college. So it's just a funny movie that it makes me feel like I'm in college, what frat life would be like if I actually went to college. I think I would actually have joined a frat just to experience that lifestyle. Anyways, we have one from BFFJ Walker's Asiatic. She said, this scene irritates the history nerd in me. Exactly. You don't have to be a nerd. Everybody knows the facts about these things. He says when Germans bombed Pearl Harbor. That's just goofy. Obviously, the director and the people who made the movie just want to be funny about it. Anyways, we have a very special request right now. We have an email that came in, and I thought that this was very touching because I glimpsed over the email earlier today. It says, good morning, Brian and the rest of Drive-In crew. I just wanted to email you to ask you a favor. A friend of mine who has been an avid listener to the show since it started is going to be celebrating her 13th year of being a K-pop fan on Tuesday, which was yesterday, of course. And the person I was referring to is Nini, who's known as also on Twitter as @Sable28326. And she spends anywhere from 15 to 18 hours a day writing entertaining and thought-provoking articles for an online K-pop news site that helps promote both Korean music and culture. She actually fell into K-pop by accident one night while lost on her way on her travels, and she stopped at a convenience store for directions where an Ajima was listening to, that's funny that she wasn't talking to an Ajima overseas, and was listening to Korean songs on her CD player. And the voice that flowed from the speakers got her attention, and that voice was none other than yours, Brian, from the song Day by Day by Fly to the Sky. Wow. See, it's letters like this that really move me. They touch me very so. And, I do my best. I try to do my best. Anyways, she dedicated a song to you to celebrate your 13th year anniversary. Yes. I can't believe you've been listening to K-pop for that long. Nini, congratulations on your 13 years, yesterday, of course, of, getting into K-pop. Happy K-pop anniversary, I guess that's what it's called. And Nikki actually is the one who sent this letter in. And she's also known as @N2Movies on Twitter. And she requested Slow Fade by Casting Crowns from the Fireproof original soundtrack. Well, Nikki, you're lucky because if you ask here on the Drive-In, you shall receive. And happy K-pop anniversary, Nini, which was, like I said yesterday, congratulations, and keep up the good work. Spread the love of Korean music and Korean culture to the rest of the world, because I know a lot of people are into that right now. Hands down, thanks to Psy and other K-pop artists. So, this is for you, Nini. This is Slow Fade by Casting Crowns from the Fireproof original soundtrack requested by Nikki. Check it out. Welcome back to The Drive-In. Now it's time for Behind the Screen with Eugene.
And I'm here with Bri, the go-to guy. Yeah, you like that one? Is that one all right?
I liked it. The rhyme was great, but you sounded kind of, you didn't have enough pride in that. You gotta be proud about your raps.
I am not a rapper. I am definitely not a rapper.
You never know. You could be the next Eminem. You could be. I'm saying you could be.
I didn't grow up in the 8 Mile, you know what I'm saying?
You don't have to be. You could start, I'm from Maryland.
Well, yeah, there are a lot of rappers.
A
lot of rappers do come out of Baltimore and, Washington,
Exactly.
D.C.
Represent for Baltimore.
But, I wouldn't think that I would be very good at rapping. It's just not my thing.
See, it's attitudes like that take you nowhere. You gotta be positive and bring yourself up and be like, you know what? I'm good at anything.
You know what, though? Like, if you compare me to Eminem, Eminem's a great rapper.
I'm looking at you with your beanie on and everything, so I'm thinking Eminem.
Okay, but I would probably be somewhere lower than like Vanilla Ice or Everlast, or even lower than that. You know what I'm saying? So.
Everlast ain't low. He used to be in House of Pain.
Yeah, House of Pain was awesome, but then he went off and did that solo thing where he's like singing about. He went
his ghetto life and all that stuff.
Country music singer for a while. That was really weird. And I also am very surprised that you would want to join a fraternity. What's
wrong with that? Only because I never got to experience that college lifestyle and stuff. So you see movies about fraternities and stuff, and you're like, Well,
let me put it this way.
Fun.
Let me put it this way. When I was in college, all the fraternities were like, they were very exclusive. You know what I'm saying? And when you were to go to college, it's like you have to pay them money to join the fraternity. So you're basically...
so money was involved.
Yeah, you're basically buying your friends.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you have to like go through something called hazing where you're like, I want to join this fraternity.
Yeah, I saw the hazing stuff on movies, but I didn't have to actually pay.
Oh, yeah, you have to pay fraternity dues.
Forget that.
I think it's just to live in the house.
It ain't worth it.
I mean, it's kind of like rent. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, then it's worth it. You got to pay housing.
Yeah, but there's gives and takes, I guess. And some fraternities get special treatment for certain businesses and everything. It's kind of strange. I don't know.
I'll keep that in mind, and hopefully I can re-enter college at my age and experience that fraternity life.
All right. Also, I wanted to thank everyone who tuned in to Drive-In Jeopardy last Friday. And, I made all the questions, and I was very happy about the result. So
you wanted Olivia to win?
No. I'm just happy about how successful it was. And so I'm just making an announcement that this might also happen in the near future. We might maybe put me against Jason, or maybe you could play.
We should have the PD in here. That'd be funny.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Brian against the PD. Oh,
she probably knows more about movies than me.
Oh, she's getting here. Let's get on to the movie news, shall we?
We have to, because if you don't, she's going to start throwing pencils at me.
I know, because I took a long time. All right, the first movie news comes out of China, actually. Cloud Atlas was released here recently.
Saw it, finally.
You saw it?
I liked it.
You liked it? Okay, good.
Our lives are not our own. From womb to tomb.
Bae Doon is a really good actress.
She's a great actress.
Yeah. But unfortunately, this movie did not make very much money in the U.S. It cost $100 million to make, only $27 million domestically, right? Ooh. So overseas, it's made so far $44 million. That still doesn't add up to $100 million, so they actually lost money.
It will, give it time.
It will give it, yeah, definitely. But it was released on China recently, but they actually, because, China has a lot of censorship, they cut about a fourth of the film out.
That's... Thanks.
Yeah, do you know why they did that, though? Like, which scenes do you think they would have cut out?
Maybe the nudity?
The nudity, yeah.
I don't want to give out too much.
Passionate love scene, they said they removed that.
Okay.
But they also, there's one character, there's one, he's the composer, right? And the movie's, yeah.
What's it, that guy's name?
Six Smith's friend.
Partner.
Yeah, partner,
yeah.
Exactly. And, I guess that type of relationship is not acceptable in China, according to whoever controls the media. So
whatever. I saw it in China. What are you talking about? That kind of lifestyle.
Right, shoot. I know. But they want to pretend that doesn't exist. So they took that entire...
I even pretend it don't exist. Anyways.
They almost took that entire part of the movie out of the story. They took all innuendo based on that. And so it's very,
But they still kept the composer's scene in the movie because he's very important to the movie.
Yeah, he is very important. He's the one who creates the song that lives on through time. But, it just, what happens is they had to remove all the parts that he was talking.
I love this movie.
Yeah, I loved it too. All the parts where he's talking to Six Smith, they had to remove that. So... That's kind of, it's like, it doesn't even make sense after a while.
I mean, God, you're taking away from the movie's creativity and the originality of it if you take all that stuff out of it.
I know, right? And there is one quote from one Chinese source that says, Chinese audiences might want to see more of a popcorn movie, and considerations for the Chinese market were made in the making of the Chinese version of this film.
Oh, so they actually made a Chinese version of the film?
Well,
they edited it out.
They edited out a lot of it. So I would think that the Chinese audiences would probably want to see the whole movie. So I'm not sure how they would do that. I'm sure they could find a way to maybe download it or something. I don't know.
All right, for you fans for Cloud Atlas in China, if you guys want to see the full movie, come to Korea.
Yeah, definitely. You can come to Korea, come to
and stop by the drive-in, and we're here every day from 9 to 10 in the morning. So check us out. Anyways.
All right, next up, Iron Man 3 is coming out soon.
Woohoo!
And it is coming out earlier in Korea than in the U.S.
As always.
Like the whole world, actually. The U.S. is going to get this in early May, but internationally, this movie will be released in IMAX 3D on April 25th. Ooh. So that is 1 week ahead of the U.S. release.
I know the U.S. listeners right now are probably thinking, "Why, it's not fair."
Yeah.
There's reasons. We don't want to get into that right now, but there's reasons why.
Yes. Because it'll just create more hype, probably.
Exactly. And don't worry, I'm not going to come on the drive-in and tell you if I see it on April 25th, I'm not going to say what happens in the movie because I hate people who spoil movies.
Okay. But do you know who the main villain is in this movie?
The main villain is the black-suited Iron Man guy?
No. This one is called the Mandarin. And the Mandarin is basically this...
A big orange?
The cure of death. No, the Mandarin is a Chinese aristocrat who found some power rings in a crashed spaceship, and he gets his powers from the power rings. It's kind of like the Green Lantern, but the evil Asian.
Do they get like the Captain Planet powers? With your powers combined?
Exactly. I think he gets some power rings and he gets super strength and levitation and everything. But the thing about this is like it's obviously supposed to be a Chinese guy, right?
Okay.
But it's played by Ben Kingsley. So, a lot of people in the United States are saying, this is another case where you're casting a non-Asian actor in an Asian role. But
exactly.
I think this is a catch-22 because if they actually did, cast an Asian person in this role, they'll say, well, oh, he's just a stereotypical evil Asian mastermind character. How dare you give us roles like that? So,
but was Mandarin Asian in the comic books?
Yeah, of course.
Then you got to keep it that way. For me, it's like if you write a script, if you're a script writer and you make characters up, then you can cast Asians, Americans. It doesn't matter what your ethnic background is. But if the comic books showed it as an Asian character, then keep it an Asian character.
Yeah, but at the same time, people, if they were to do that, I feel like people would say, that's just such a stereotypical role. That's like Fu Manchu or Ming the Merciless.
Now, what would be stereotypical?
What's that?
If Ben Kingsley actually talks like, I am Mandarin.
Yeah, that would be really bad.
That'd be hilarious, though.
One thing I would want to see, though, like maybe they should not do the Mandarin. I want to see a fight between Iron Man and Magneto. Because Magneto can, do all that stuff with magnetism and metal, and he's made of iron, so,
Well, why don't you write Iron Man 4 now, send it into Hollywood?
Well, because if they had that fight, it'd be over in 3 minutes. Like, the end, because Magneto would squash him.
But then couldn't Iron Man build his suit in a way where he can push a button and then his metal, I guess, just drops off and turns into rubber Iron Man?
Yeah, that might be
maybe Rubber Man.
Maybe Woodman. You could do something. Now it sounds like we're talking about like a Mega Man game.
I love that. Oh my gosh, I want to play that game so bad. They need to bring that back to PS3 or something.
They released Mega Man 10 recently on the
new systems.
The Wii thing. You can buy that.
Really?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like Mega Man with really, really good graphics and stuff.
Oh no, it was a classic one. It was a classic one. All right, let's go to the third story. Did you like the Die Hard movies?
Of course I did.
Did you know that was released in 1988, and it will turn 25 this year. So it's been 25 years since that movie was released.
That movie's older than a lot of the idol singers here in K-pop.
Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy.
Yes.
And one thing about it is, in Hollywood, they're planning to make a huge painted mural in commemoration of the Die Hard series, and it's going to be in the studio that made the movie. So
they're going to paint like Bruce Willis on there?
Yes, exactly. It's going to be a big event.
Okay.
It's going to be revealed on January 31st when the rest of the new Die Hard movie is coming out. And, That is called A Good Day to Die Hard. I think this is the 5th one, right? So it's going to be pretty crazy.
Oh, that's the one with him and his son.
Right.
Yeah.
And Bruce Willis and a lot of other people are going to be there to unveil this mural, which will stand the test of time and commemorate the series. Because
I hope he comes to Korea for the opening for this movie.
Hey, that would be great.
He's one of my favorite actors of all time.
I really like him too. Bruce Willis is great. I've been watching him ever since he was on that TV show called Moonlighting. Do you remember that?
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that one.
Back when he had hair? That was such a good show.
Yes. I mean, it was a good show if you're into that. It was like a nighttime soap opera.
Yeah. Yeah, and my mom used to watch it all the time, so, you know.
Not my mom. My mom was watching Korean VHS tapes then.
Oh, she went to the Korean grocery store and got
Philly
the
and
tapes?
stuff.
Yeah, I remember that. My dad used to do the same thing. It's like, oh, yeah, let's watch this series.
That's how old we are. We used to watch VHS, y'all.
Yeah.
Now you guys
I'm
got
even
Blu-ray
older.
DVDs.
We used to watch Betamax.
I had Beta too. We had an 8-track in our house.
Okay.
That my dad got one from way back in the when, and I didn't know what it was. I was like, Dad, what is this?
Yeah. I remember
We just left it
8-track.
there. We still have it in our house too in Jersey.
Does it still work?
It doesn't work, but it's still there. I mean, it's like one of those, old school devices that you just don't want to throw away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we couldn't find any songs from any of the movies we talked about today because they're all new.
Uh-huh.
But we do have a request from one of Brian Ju's fans Brian Ju fans Japan's request. I'm sorry.
Yes. On
It's
Twitter,
confusing.
which the Twitter name is @BrianJu_fans.
Okay.
Yes.
It's Eddie Murphy and Antonio Banderas singing Livin' La Vida Loca from the Shrek 2 OST.
Yes, and they're saying that this is the first time they've ever actually requested a song.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
congratulations.
Yes, so check it out. This is Eddie Murphy and Antonio Banderas singing Viva la Vida Loca.
Okay, I'll
from
see you on
Shrek
Friday,
2.
Brian.
Peace.
Peace.
It's time for Musical Wednesday. Now, today's musical was never a play, but it was a musical film, and it stars Jack Black, and you can really learn a lot about rock music when you watch this film. With just that information, you probably think and assume that I'm talking about the film School of Rock. You know, the film where Jack Black pretends to be a teacher and makes a band out of all the students in the class, but this is a total different film that I'm talking about right now. And Jack Black has a band called Tenacious D with Kyle Gass, and they're a really funny duo as well. And this film is about how their band formed. And of course, it's not the real story about how they met each other, but it's pretty funny. And the movie opens up with a scene of Jack Black's childhood. He's raised in a religious home in a town called Kickapoo, Missouri. And Jack Black is really into rock music, but his dad is very religious, so he never lets him listen to rock music because he thinks rock music is the devil's music. And after getting into a fight with his dad, he decides to run away from home. And the song that plays during the scene is called Kickapoo. And it has two of the greatest rock musicians ever lending their voices to the song as well. First, we have Meatloaf that plays Jack Black's dad. And then later, there's a part where Ronnie James Dio sings to Jack Black, telling him to run away. Let's hear the song. Here's Kickapoo from the Pick of Destiny soundtrack. And keep in mind, we had to edit a lot of the stuff out. It's a clean version, so it might sound a little bit silly. Check it out. We're very sorry for that right now. We thought it was a clean version. That's what it said on the file here. We do not promote language like that here on the drive-in. Our mistake. We're very sorry. But let's get back to the story. Let me just explain the movie a little bit more. So Jack Black moves to Hollywood and he meets Kyle Gass and they form their band. And they're going that smoothly. And Kyle has no money to pay the rent on the apartment. And they need to perform an awesome show in order to pay the rent. While they're looking at a few rock magazines, they find out that several legendary guitarists that have been using the same guitar pick. So they go to the music store to find that pick, thinking it has magical powers. And it turns out they were right. And the music store employee played by Ben Stiller tells them that the pick is actually the fingernail of the devil. Whoever uses this pick becomes the greatest guitarist of all time, but they have to break into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to get the pick. So they go on an adventure to get the pick, and they are successful. And they go to the Battle of the Bands, but the devil confronts them. What's going to happen? That's when this song comes out, the next song comes out, and they challenge the devil to a rock-off, and the devil's played by Dave Grohl. Of course, you guys know him from the Foo Fighters. He's the main man, the singer from the Foo Fighters. And here's the song, Beelzebub, The Final Showdown. And remember, hopefully this is the clean version this time. We're going to play this song for you. So this is Beelzebub, The Final Showdown. Check it out. Alrighty, we're very sorry about that as well because we didn't know that this movie was going to have so much bad and foul language. Yes, like we said, we don't want to play those kind of music or those songs here on the drive-in. We're sorry for all you listeners out there, especially all the underage people who are probably thinking, why is Brian Ju playing this? I'm not actually playing this, so don't get mad at me. It was just a mistake on the systems. So anyways, we're going to play another song for you guys. We have a song called 비와 당신, and this is the version where Park Jung-hoon sings it, and it was requested by I Love Brian, and it's the Radio Star original soundtrack. So check this out. This is 비와 당신, sung by Park Jung-hoon. All right, now it's time to wrap up the show, but please remember to stick around because 1013 Main Street with An Jung-hyun is next. And before we end today's show, I just want to say very sorry. All the apologies to all the listeners. We didn't mean to shock you guys. And thank you for all the listeners as well on Twitter. They're saying, it's okay. I don't feel bad on it because it's just a mistake, and that's true. We do make mistakes. We're only human here, everywhere in the world. And also, Christina said, don't apologize. It's okay. It's not your fault. Thank you so much, you guys. It means a lot that you guys are so supportive. And once again, I want to say sorry, my deep apologies for what happened today. And with that said, we want to end today's show with a request from Suh for a song from the Korean drama Soulmate, which aired in 2006. And this song is Las Lind with Come On Through. So check this out, and I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. This is Brian Ju signing off. Peace.